Hey Libra, I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a general reading for your next 3 days. Any information you need, you can find it in the description box down below, Libra. I do have personals open right now. I've reopened those for a limited time. Details are down there. You could also check me out on Patreon if you'd like. Libra, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the next 3 days. I have pulled you some shadow cards. This is the energy I've meditated over, but I'm going to pull a main spread and see what we get there for you as well. So you started off with the Eight of Cups. I feel like you've checked out of something here. Eight of Cups can be a card of walking away. It's also a card of walking towards something, right? So there could be something here that feels more fulfilling. You're feeling drawn to that. And so that could be what's going on here in the Eight of Cups. You could be feeling like, I align more with this. I'm going to go towards that. But I also feel like, with the cups representing our emotions and the Eight of Cups being present here, it really feels to me like you've just kind of turned your back on something. You've not necessarily gone away from it. You've just kind of checked out. Feels like emotionally you're gone. Now, I think physically that's next. You have the Knight of Wands here. This is a card of movement. It's a card of action. And then you have the Death card, which can be an ending. I'm wondering if for some of you here, Libra, if you might be walking away from a Pisces, a Sagittarius, or maybe a Scorpio. But it does feel to me like you've emotionally checked out of something here. And over the next 3 days, I feel like you could be deciding to physically leave it behind as well. And there may be something that comes up that kind of confirms this decision for you, and it leads you to this energy of finality here in the Death card. So we'll see what's going on for you in the main spread here, Libra, and see what else we have for you over the next 3 days. What else is going on for Libra over the next 3 days? What else is going on for Libra over the next 3 days? Right, and let's take a look at that first. Yeah, let's do that. The World is showing up on the bottom of the deck. This is a card of completion. It's stepping out of one world into another, and that's the energy that I feel a lot of you entering over the next 3 days, is that you've kind of been dancing in the doorway for quite some time, just ready to leave something behind, but you've just had this energy of uncertainty, like, well, what if it changes? What if I hold on to it and things actually end up being great? Or what if I walk away and things could have gotten better, right? So I feel like some of you could be in that kind of energy here where you've just been hoping for a change. But I feel that over the next 3 days there's this energy of acceptance. Five of Swords is showing up here. This is mental conflict. It's petty energy. It's someone who will win at all costs. Some of you, maybe a person's been playing mind games here, but you've had this hope that, or maybe they've just been kind of picking at you. For those of you where this has been like a long-term connection, or maybe a roommate or something of that nature, or a job, maybe you have kind of felt picked on or singled out, or whatever the case may be here, and or critiqued, heavily critiqued. I do think a lot of you are coming back. I feel like you're waking up again to your value and what you bring to the table. The Sun is here. This is happiness. It's high vibrations. It's joy. It's the happiest card in the deck. However, it can also represent enlightenment. Something coming to the surface here. And I feel that for a lot of you, it's more of a reminder, Libra, of who you are. What you're providing here. Somebody has kind of made you feel smaller than you are, and I feel like you're really coming out of that over the next 3 days. I think you've already slowly started to wake up to this, but it really seems like things are happening that are bringing in confirmation. King of Cups is showing up here. I'm wondering if a Scorpio could be involved, but they don't necessarily have to be. But King of Cups, I also feel is just you getting wiser, tapping into your intuitive abilities, and also kind of just being in this energy of emotional maturity, being able to handle these waves of emotion pretty well. So let's see what else we have here for you, Libra. King of Pentacles, that's a Taurus card. Ooh, Libra, I feel that. Let's see. Yeah. And honestly, that makes perfect sense for why this is showing up. A lot of you, there's going to be a time over the next 3 days. You got 3 kings here, where a lot of things, like you're feeling this call to action. King of Swords, this is somebody who is very honest, straightforward, truthful. I feel like that's the energy that you're entering here. And I think that that's what's bringing about these realizations, is that some of you, Libra, maybe you've kind of been a pushover. Maybe you have allowed people to make certain decisions for you. I think that now that you're kind of standing up for yourself, you could be getting a little backlash, and it's making you uncomfortable, and it's kind of confirming things to you. It's confirming what you thought all along. And you have the King of Pentacles showing up here. This is what I was saying I was feeling, because the world being your overall energy, you've been dancing in the doorway for so long because you know that once you're done, you're done. You're like, done is done, and if I'm going to be done, I'm not going back. And so a lot of you, I think you've just been kind of wanting to be certain that this is what you want, and I feel like these next 3 days are cementing that decision for you. You have the moon here, Pisces and Cancer energy. I think for a lot of you, there's also some things that have been hidden that could be coming out over the next 3 days. Four of Pentacles is here as well, Libra. Some of you, it's about a Pisces, a Cancer, Capricorn, Leo. You've got Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius here as well. But listen, you know, I think that, and there's a lot going on in the tail end of July as well, Libra, when it comes to Pluto. And, you know, there's this opposition happening, and the sun is showing up here in the reading. And I think that that is really bringing a lot to the surface in the astrology. And so it makes sense for this to be showing up in your reading too here, Libra, because whatever's been held back, it's really becoming so clear to you. I feel like you're very tapped in over the next 3 days. And I think that this is going to bring you to a much easier decision. Like, you've been having a hard time with this, and I think that this is allowing you to make the decision more clearly. Let's see what else we have here. Some of you are moving away from a person. That could be what this is about. Maybe you're feeling like, it kind of seems like they're treating this more like their home than mine. You know, it kind of feels like they are making rules and decisions, and I can't really do those things here. Is that true, or am I being sensitive? And then some things are happening where maybe you do try to assert yourself, and they're like, you know, Libra, just kind of stay over there, right? So it kind of is feeling like your intuition is being confirmed, basically. I feel like some of you are wanting to move, get away from these energies here. And that's the thing, I feel like they're coming back up as soon as you're trying to pull yourself away from them. Because you have the Ten of Swords showing up right here. Boom. That's the ending, right? That's the ending that's taking place here. And then you have the Six of Cups, which is a card of the past. So I feel like a person might start to reflect on how hard that they've been on you, or possibly how much damage they've caused in a situation or connection. And Queen of Pentacles is showing up here. I feel like they may kind of be trying to meet you in the middle at this point, but it's like you said, Libra, done is done, right? And once you're done, you're finished. And, you know, when it comes to this person trying to get on your level, why didn't you do that before? That's the energy that you're in. Why didn't you do that before? Why didn't you come to me with this energy before? Now that you're walking away, they're ready to do this. I think that before, Libra, a person may have felt like you were going to stick around no matter what. Honestly, all this Pentacle energy here, I'm wondering if it has to do with some sort of duty or obligation that you have here. Maybe they were feeling like that was going to cause you to stay, and they could do and say whatever, and, you know, you wouldn't react. You would just kind of take it and deal with it. And I feel like that's an energy that you are moving out of. And now that they're seeing you as serious about this new chapter for yourself, this new version of yourself, they're wanting to do right by you. Honestly, it's too late. I feel like you're like, I appreciate the gesture, but yeah, I'm good. I'm done. Done is done, right? That's the energy that I feel you in over the next 3 days here, Libra. Yeah, it feels like you're emotionally checked out, and physically, I feel like that's coming next. So that's what I am seeing here for you, Libra. I hope that this was helpful or fun or whatever you needed it to be. Don't forget that you can watch out for your other signs. I'm reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. You could also check me out on Patreon, or I have personals open again for a limited time if you're interested in that. The details are down below. But Libra, if this is where we part, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.